Yo people, how's it going, and welcome to Kier Chats Chelsea. I hope you are doing well tonight. I really am hoping that for your couple days now Chelsea news roundup. So we'll go over the news from today and we'll touch on some of the events that happened yesterday, and I don't think anything happened the day before that, so we'll just go over yesterday. But we've got a lot of news to cover. You might have noticed rebranded this channel a little bit from Bleed Blue. The thing is with this channel, I want it to be conversational. I want it to be like you're just sitting in your bedroom having a chat with your mate. I don't want to be being a news presenter and just telling you guys the facts, because I just like talking about Chelsea, and I think one of the more important things on this channel that I want it to be is that you guys can have your opinion heard as well in the comments, have a little community. So I don't want it to be like me just telling you the facts. I want it to be just more chilled and conversational. So that's what I'm going for. My name's Kier and I chat about Chelsea. So the name is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be getting daily news videos if you've not seen the channel already, and previews and reviews are coming, tactical analysis, just general Chelsea videos. So make sure you join along for the journey, and hopefully as the channel grows, Chelsea can get better as well. We're back in action in 2 days now, Tuesday. So tomorrow you'll get a preview for that game along with a news video probably as well if a lot happens. So enough of the yapping, let's get into the news. Where will we start? A lot has happened, so I'll run you guys down. We're not going to touch on things for too long because there's quite a lot, but anything that is important we can talk about, give my opinion. And like I said, most importantly, you guys, if you want to, get in the comments down below. I'll make sure to reply. And other people, if you see some comments, you want to have a conversation, get in the comments too. So we're going to go over Jadon Sancho, a bit on him and Borussia Dortmund, Joao Felix and AC Milan, a bit of drama there, not staying at AC Milan. We'll go over a bit on the striker as well. We've got some news on Liam Delap, Benjamin Šeško, the goalkeeper news. We'll stay tuned for that. That's a very interesting one. A new loophole from the Chelsea owners, clearly capital Todd Boehly. Another thing, a lot of the media just say like Todd Boehly's found a new loophole. Anyone that just thinks it's Todd Boehly just needs to get their head checked, because you're just dumb. It's not just Boehly, it's Egbali, Clear Lake, all them lot. Well, Egbali is Clear Lake. All the guys that are in Clear, it's a consortium. It's not just Boehly. Boehly doesn't even have the minority percentage of the ownership, so it's stupid anyway. So we'll go over a loophole they found to avoid and navigate PSR restrictions. We'll go over all the players back in training, and boy, it feels so good to just have a full squad in. Well, not full, we're missing Mark Gue as well, but almost a complete squad again. We've got options, we've got the best players back. So for the run into the end of the season, fingers crossed, no more injuries, and we can stick as a squad with our key players back. So we'll take a look at that as well. A bit on Xavi Simons, which is very... Is it Simmons? We'll go Xavi Simons for this video. Correct me if I'm wrong. But bit of news on him. Chelsea monitoring his situation. We'll have a look. Do we really need Xavi Simons? And something that's very long overdue in the Premier League, which is automated offsides. We'll take a look at some stuff on that as well. So, where will we start today? Let's start with Joao Felix. Take a look at this from Fabrizio Romano. AC Milan and Joao Felix won't continue together beyond this season after loan deal from Chelsea. Feeling from beginning of March again, and again confirmed now, with Joao expected to return to Chelsea. CFC Chelsea will assess the situation in the summer to find a potential new club. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen it. The clip of Kyle Walker talking to Joao Felix is mad. He says, just pass the ball, we are not met. Oh, it's mad. Getting cooked by Kyle Walker has got to be up there with the worst things that can happen to you in life. But Joao Felix, it's just not gone well. I feel like you said that everywhere Joao Felix has gone. He had the breakthrough season at Benfica, looked okay at Atletico, but it's just been downhill. And now looks like he is returning back to Chelsea in the summer, and we'll have to find a new club. Will anyone come in for Joao Felix? It's going to be an interesting one, because I think clubs will want to stay clear of him. He's been kind of a problem everywhere he's gone. Now, that's nothing against Joao Felix personally, but I feel like if he was in the game when players like Kaka were around, he's more of the I don't know if he's Joga Bonito, if you know that saying, but he's more flicky and tricky. Now it's all, you see what Pep Guardiola has done. It's all systems and tactics. I don't think Joao Felix suits that. He's more of a luxury player. He won't give you the work rate and he does press, but not the way managers want now. They want, you see your Conor Gallagher's, them kind of pressing machines. Joao Felix is just not that player. So I feel a bit bad for him, but we'll just have to wait until the summer to see if we can find a new home for Joao Felix. Feels like he's an orphan. There's no home for him. He said coming to Chelsea, hopefully this can be the place he can settle down, really enjoy his football, but it's just not worked out, and it's not worked out at AC Milan either. So we'll take a look. Here is an update on the striker. Let me know what you think about Joao Felix, by the way. Just in, Liam Delap has a release clause tied to Ipswich being relegated in the region of 40 million. There's competition between Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle and City, who have a buyback option. That's from Chris Wheeler and all these lot here. We know Liam Delap came through the Manchester City Academy, so they implemented a buyback clause when they sold him on. Would you take Liam Delap is the question. I don't think he's proven. He's looked okay his first season in the Premier League with Ipswich, but I think I mentioned it in a different video. We need a proper striker, a killer, an Osimhen, a Gyökeres, an Isak. That's the kind of caliber of striker we should be going for, but it's looking like Liam Delap or one of these. Chelsea believe they'll have funds available to make a major acquisition at striker this summer. They first became interested in Šeško 3 years ago. Chelsea also admire Liam Delap and Jonathan David. That's from Simon Phillips. Now, we know Gyökeres has interest from Arsenal, so I reckon he might end up going there. We still don't know much about that deal yet, but we just need an elite striker, and is Šeško there? He's not proven. Liam Delap, not proven. Jonathan David, yeah, he's done it in League One, but if you see anyone that's actually a Leo fan, anyone that watches League One, I think it was on a podcast I listened to back in the summer, he's putting up numbers, but it's in League One. These are not Chelsea players, and I know the standards at Chelsea are so far fallen, but we need better players than this. We need a proper striker. This is not what any of these guys will be giving you. Sure, Liam Delap can go on to be a good striker in the future. Benjamin Šeško in the future. We need players for the here and now if we want to be competing for silverware, getting back into the Champions League, Club World Cup in the summer, if we want to be looking to win that. Do you think these are any strikers that are going to come in and set the world on fire? Who knows? I'd love to be proven wrong. This is the thing. Whenever I'm negative, I try to be positive on Chelsea as much as I can. But when I am negative, I'd love to be proven wrong if Liam Delap comes in and kills it. But is he the striker we need for 40 million? Would you take Liam Delap? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Very interesting. I think he's a good striker, but is he necessarily what we need? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, looking at Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons. Right, take a look at this. Breaking. Chelsea are one of 4 Premier League clubs, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, and of course Chelsea, monitoring Xavi Simons, who could be available for around 60 million this summer. That's from Fabrizio Romano. So, Xavi Simons, where would he play if we brought him in? Do we need him? We've got our 10 positions stacked. I think he is more of a 10 than a winger. He's not really an out-and-out winger like Maresca would want. Our wing position's stacked. We're looking to sign another winger in the summer as well. We've got Cole Palmer, Esteval, Willian, and Kunku still at the club. Joao Felix is returning and we can't find a buyer for him. He'll be staying. Me, personally, it's a pass on Xavi Simons. I think he's a good player. He's had a decent season at Leipzig so far. I think it's something like 8 goals and 6 assists in all comps so far, if I'm correct. So, good player, but do we need him? Let me know what you guys think. I would say pass on Xavi Simons. I just don't think we need him. I'm not going to go deep dive. I don't think we need Xavi Simons. I don't know where he'd play. I don't think he'd bring anything we don't have to the team. I know you could say some of our wingers like Sancho, like they need to improve. We need some better wingers at this club, and it looks like Sancho could be leaving. So for me, it's a pass on Xavi Simons, but let me know what you guys think. Speaking of Jadon Sancho, we'll quickly touch on this before moving on. Borussia Dortmund are said to be interested in signing Jadon Sancho for a third time to replace Jamie Gittins. That's from Chris Wheeler. Jamie Gittins, is it Byro Gittins? Something like that. Jamie Gittins. We were looking at him in the January window along with Alejandro Garnacho as well. Wingers, we're looking to bring in a winger in the summer. Could there be a potential swap deal there for Jamie Gittins and Jadon Sancho? Who knows? We'll wait and see. But as time is going on, it looks like Sancho isn't going to be staying at Chelsea. Whether we pay that 5 million fee to send him back to Manchester United or we just sign him on the permanent and sell him on to Dortmund for a profit. That's the Blue Coal wet dream. A profit is all they care about. So let me know what you think on Sancho. Do you want to keep him? Do you think we send him back to United? I think we've spoke about it on this channel before. So it's an interesting one going into the summer. We'll just have to keep an eye out on that. Speaking of profits from Blue Coal, I'm not going to deep dive into all the figures because it's a bit long, if I'm being honest on you. There's other people that have gone into the exact figures, but here's the gist of it. Chelsea have moved the Chelsea women into the Blue Coal holding company, emulating the sale of 2 hotels to stay PSR complacent last year through a PR loophole. So basically, to dumb it down into simpler terms, there's Chelsea and then there's Blue Coal Holdings. What we've done is sold the Chelsea women's team to Blue Coal. So it's still in Blue Coal's possession. We've not sold it to different people. It's still under Blue Coal's ownership, but we've moved it from Chelsea there so we can send the fee from Blue Coal to Chelsea, which goes on the financial books for this year, which basically puts us in a profit. So that's it in the most simplest terms. You can go and look at the numbers. It's another loophole, man. These owners, they love a good loophole. So I think we can all agree we've got good businessmen at this club. Whether they're good owners, I think we know they're not very good owners, but they're good businessmen. They know how to make a profit, and I think that's all they really care about at this football club. And if you've not understood that or not realized that yet, it's a long, long journey for you. So that's a bit on the Chelsea owners. And if anything else comes out about this loophole, I will, I think we found out about that a couple months ago. Not sure why it's coming up again now, whether it's because we released the profits for this year and the bank balances and all that stuff. I'm not really too clued up on it, but that's the gist of it. So where will we go now? When we look at the goalkeepers, yeah, go on then. We'll have a look at the goalkeepers. Take a look. Chelsea plan end of season review on the goalkeepers, with Penders and Petrovic to be given chance to win spots in the squad for next season, from Matt Law. Also, Chelsea are not planning to sign a new first team keeper in the summer, although that could change if a tempting or unmissable opportunity arises. Sorry, forgot how to speak English there. So, Penders and Petrovic to be given a chance. I think the solution to this is very clear. I think if anyone wants to buy him, Sanchez needs to go. Petrovic proved more last season when he displaced Robert Sanchez. I think Petrovic is ready. We've seen how good he is at Strasbourg. He's been one of the best goalkeepers in Europe this season. I don't know why Petrovic wouldn't come back in and be starting, especially if we're not going out to sign someone else. I think the solution is Petrovic comes in as number 1. I think everyone can really agree on that. I don't think Mike Penders is necessarily ready yet. Still very young. I think he could do with another loan. I think Philip Jorgensen is a solid number 2 goalkeeper. And Penders, I think, is just the standout number 1 out of the 4 we have. I think we have about 8 goalkeepers on the books at the club or something mad like that. But down to that 4, I think you definitely sell Robert Sanchez, maybe send Penders out on another loan. I think Sanchez is the most obvious one. I think Petrovic, I don't think anyone wanted to get rid of him I don't know why or what was seen in Robert Sanchez, whether it was the ball playing ability, but Georgi Petrovic has shown that he can do the ball playing out from the back at Strasbourg. So, bit of a mad decision, but I think everyone thinks the same, that Petrovic should be number one. I don't know if he's the elite standard of goalkeeper, but by a mile he's better than Sanchez. I'm not even lying. So, sell Sanchez, start. If we're not getting another goalkeeper, it's Philip Jorgensen, number one. Georgi Petrovic, number one for me, all day, every day. I think he's brilliant, to be honest with you. So we'll just have to wait and see for the summer. A review, which means they'll both get given chances. Will that mean in the Club World Cup they'll be given chances? I don't think we'll be taking risks at the start of the season. Or will the end of the season review just really go over the seasons and see who's had the best? And if anyone who's doing that review has eyes, they'll see that Sanchez needs to fuck off. So I'll let you know if anything else comes out on the goalkeeper, but I think it's very obvious, if we're not signing a new goalkeeper, how it should play out. So, what have we not covered? There's been a lot of news. We'll go over the players we have back. It's so good to have players again. Look at this. Feel good factor to end the video. Caicedo, Reece James, Cucurella, Gusto, Palmer, Jackson, Neto, Fernandes, Madueke were all pictured in training ahead of Tottenham once again from Chelsea. The official training photos, it just feels good to have our team back. I'll give you guys my starting 11 for that game tomorrow, so don't miss the preview for the Tottenham game. It just feels good to not be limited to having to play players because we've not got anyone else. No more Nkunku up front. I don't think Pedro Neto was necessarily bad playing in that filling role at false nine, but it's going to be so good to have Nico Jackson back. Having Noni Madueke is going to be a breath of fresh air from seeing Jadon Sancho just get the ball and give it back every time. Someone that's actually going to go. I have my critics of Noni Madueke, but him being gone for this amount of time has realised that he is a very important player to this club. The way Maresca plays. Newcastle and Aston Villa could be interested, so could be leaving. I made a video about that. I talked about him going to Tottenham. That was an article on Team Talk. Not much else has came out about that, but in that article it did mention Newcastle and Aston Villa, so definitely want to keep an eye on for the summer. Hopefully, I think Noni Madueke definitely has some of the highest potential out of the wingers we have at the club, so it's going to be an interesting one. So finishing off this Chelsea news roundup. Semi-automated offside. Something that is so overdue in the Premier League. Take a look at this. Breaking. The Premier League will introduce semi-automated offside technology on Saturday, the 12th of April. That's from Ben Jacobs. Let me actually take a look at why that's the... Is that before game week? Let me have a look. Wait. So yeah, the 12th of April is the start of game week 32. So that's when we're getting semi-automated offsides in from, and it's about flipping time, let's be honest. So here's another pretty interesting thing as well. Take a look. Sorry about that. My keyboard just died, so I had to shut OBS. I couldn't change the screen to show you guys, so I had to restart OBS and my camera started bugging out, so just forget that happened. Right, moving on. No, I'm showing you guys this. Look, take a look. This is what I was showing you. Semi-auto offsides. The system uses up to 30 newly installed cameras mounted around Premier League stadiums, with several capturing footage at 100 frames per second, twice the frame rate of typical broadcast cameras. That's from the Premier League. So offside should get a lot better. We've seen semi-automated offsides in use in the Champions League. I think we saw it in the Euros as well, but long overdue. This should have been brought in ages ago, but it's a good thing that it finally is being brought in. So we'll just have to wait and see if it works. I don't know why I'm saying if it works. It should work. If it doesn't work, then there's serious problems. But that is going to wrap up everything. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I see you guys tomorrow for your next Chelsea news roundup. Should be out about midday, and then we'll get the Tottenham preview out at night. So make sure you are here for that. If you have made it to the end, thank you so much. You are an absolute legend. I hope you guys have a good night and take care. Bye bye.